Go ahead. Oh, if you give us your address, please.
583 North Chillicothe.
Okay, go ahead.
So a few months ago, and our contractors presented us with the idea of a metal roof, and we fell in love with it. We did not know that that was an issue in the city. We have friends and family who have metal roofs. There's a metal roof across the road. So it was in our budget, and we fell in love with it, and we decided to go with that. Come to find out, a letter from the city saying that a permit wasn't pulled for the roof, which we had no idea. We thought that the contractors took care of everything. I've been upset ever since I got the letter. This has just been an issue that's been weighing on us. So we are here to ask the council to reverse the decision that was made to let us keep the roof.
I've spoke with the contractor. And that's really heartbreaking for me.
Yeah,
So, you know, I need the zoning to go through. There's no real reason it shouldn't other than the proper channels weren't followed. And we're acknowledging that, and we want to take the right steps forward to correct this problem. But I need the zoning approval.
Happened, and we truly acted in good faith. We were just looking for the longevity of the house and curb appeal, and you know. So.
You know, one of the things where you think you did the right thing.
I would defer to the building department on that, planning director. I think that you're here for the purposes of an appeal. Our ordinances indicate that if someone is turned down by the Architectural Board of Review of the City of Aurora, they have the right to appeal to the City Council, and that's why they're here. That's your consideration this evening.
Mr. Nuska, so the idea of the permit.
That is through our office.
Okay.
The residents came in to make the application, but until I were to have Architectural Board of Review approval, I can't issue that permit.
Okay.
So once this appeal goes through, we
The city, as of, is this the first time this contractor is working in the city? Do we know?
Mr. Nuska?
Madam, to the council, sorry, they are not registered with the city. So that is one of the, larger issues when it comes to that.
So they are not registered. I think when we hire a contractor, we're hoping that that contractor follows through with what they're supposed to be doing. If it's pull a permit, that's what they should be doing. Should a homeowner follow up on that? I would agree. I think that they should. When it comes to this point is we still don't have updated ordinances. And we've been asking for this now for quite some time. And so I feel that we are now being put into making these decisions that we shouldn't have to at this point. So I'm gonna rest there, but I don't know who really needs to kind of take the reins on this. But I feel like we've seen this too many times for this community, and we need to get it figured out right away. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Duguay?
All right, thank you, Mr. President. Is there a fine or a fee that will be pending to them as well, or is there one out there now?
Mr. Councilman, to the board, is to double that permit fee. We have, from an administration standpoint, come to a conclusion that I do different sections concerning the fines. That is going to the Architectural Board of Review next week. It will be at Planning Commission September 2nd, hopefully to council after that. So we are working through some of these difficulties that we have, and we'll move on from there.
Problem with this being on the Architectural Board of Review before, we did these all the time if they were in a location that was not close to another house, which I think this, being where the area is on 306, I don't think there's a problem. Doing on the Planning Commission, I know something did come to us. It went back to get reviewed and maybe modified, but I think we do need to step it up. We're putting the Architectural Board of Review in a tough spot. I do agree. Reading the minutes, I also know that, I think it was a 2-to-1 or 3-to-1 with the previous chair voting for it. So I do think we need to do something.
I was also on the Architecture Board of Review with Councilman Duguay. I'm not a huge fan of metal metal roofs. However, generically, I think in your case, it was very well executed. It is in alignment with the house, and I don't think there's a big issue there. But I am very concerned about maintaining that Western Reserve theme, as was the guidelines of the AVR when I was on there. And every metal roof is not created equal. And so, although I can appreciate that you were well intended as you went through there's clearly some lessons learned. Being on the other side of that, I also adamantly agree that we're just for some reason stuck in this never-ending cycle on the larger issues there. I would encourage, Mr. President, if there's a way that we can move that ball forward, I would absolutely support that. Concerned that as we add teeth to whatever we agree the new standard is, it does not seem to me that a $500 or $1,000 fine, when compared to the cost difference between a shingle and a metal roof, is going to be nearly the deterrent to make sure that we're not here over and over again when the time comes.
Whatever these new guidelines that have been drafted are for these metal roofs, I'd like them to come to council so that we can determine whether or not they're going to be palatable to us. We don't need to be wasting our time having something come that all of us think is not going to meet the standard that we're expecting, or we can just change it when it gets here. I mean, it's our call. There are changes that need to be made, and we need to make, if we're going to make it more flexible, I'm not talking about the fines or anything, I'm talking about the types of metal roofs. If we're going to make it more flexible, then we'll do it here. So what I've seen so far is not going to work. It's not going to be
Consistently voted against any appeals on metal roofs, especially those that were in developments that really addresses the issue why we were concerned about some metal roofs, like in Four Seasons and various places. Obviously, this house is not in a development. It's on a stretch of road. It's a ranch-styled house, so typically it doesn't have that Western Reserve architectural style to it. Is that unfortunately the homeowners didn't know the rules and regulations, but certainly I would hold the contractor responsible. They should know. The fact that he's not registered in the city is a bigger issue, I think, and that hopefully what's going to be coming before us addresses that issue and penalizes or limits a contractor from being able to work in the city for an extended period of time or so. We have to address this issue. It's been before us for too many times. So in this circumstance, I'm going to change the way I voted in the past and support the appeal. So thank you very much.
Being honest, and it's a shame that you're put in that situation. And it is a beautiful roof. I've driven past it and admired it, and I agree, being where you're located. I do agree with Councilman Cudley that we do need to hold the contractor line here. We've been seeing a rash of this, so we need to be more proactive and just really come down to not a gray area. We have to have it really spelled out so we don't have, or we're not in these situations and trying to figure out how we should vote for it. So, I'm in favor of it. I do think metal roofs look cosmetically very nice in a lot of situations. So, but I am in favor for you both.
Thank you.
Mr. Nuska, I would like you to bring back the results of the discussion between your office, them, and the contractor when
Yes.
when it's resolved.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.